Hi, this is Gurpreet Kaur here. So today I'm gonna talk about my final sprint 3 of my master's project. So for the sprint 3, we worked in a team of four. Gilani and Harika mostly worked on the documentation part. Me and Ashwarya mostly worked on the coding stuff. So Ashwarya mostly worked on the front end, and I worked on the back end. So for the sprint 3, our main focus was payment gateway, invoice generation, advice on garden care, comment on blog, and picture uploading functionality by the supervisor. So for the picture uploading functionality, the picture gets saved in the folder of the server, as I'm using the local host XAMPP server, so the picture gets saved in the folder of the device, and the name of the picture all gets saved in the database of the system. So I've used the MySQL for the backend, XAMPP server for the backend, and I've used the PHP for the connections. I've used JavaScript, I've used Bootstrap, and then I've used the JavaScript and the PHP for the connections. And for the advice on garden care, I've included YouTube videos in which there is a tips on gardening ideas. I've also included a text and paragraphs including the tips for the landscape services, for the construction, for the maintenance services. And for the comment on a blog thing, the comments get saved in the database of the system so that the customer get feedback on the issues. And for the payment gateway, we have designed the payment gateway in which the customer can pay through the PayPal, or he can pay through the using the credit card option. So for the PayPal, we have used the sandbox testing, and whenever the registered customer requests for a quote, there simultaneously there is a generation of the invoice in the customer profile, only in the registered customer case. So in the invoice it shows the amount due. So we have coded the things like the customer can pay the full amount, or he can pay in installment. So he can pay in first or second or installment or full amount. So after the invoice, the customer can directly go to the payment option, and from there he can enter the amount. Whenever he go to the checkout, it takes the customer to the PayPal option or the credit card option. From there customer can choose to where to pay from. And then for the PayPal thing, the customer should have already an existing PayPal account. And after that there is a receipt, and all the details of the customer related to the transaction ID, address of the payer, and then the country of the payer all get saved in the database of the system. And so me and Ashwarya work together on this. And for the backend thing, I've used the PHP, and I've learned a lot about the PHP, how to make the connections with the database, and I've learned how to use the JavaScript, the scripts in the HTML part, and how to do with the HTML tags as well. And I've learned the lots of functionalities like email functionalities, and how to set up the local host, and then and I've learned how to create the queries, how to create the tables and how to make the connections. And then what could have gone better? So in terms of non-functional requirements, I feel like they should be for the payment gateway, we should have more focus on the security thing. They should be like OTP generation during the transaction. And for the functional requirements, we could have done in the payment thing in price plans like monthly or weekly for the maintenance services, but due to the time constraint, we have to do the way we did it. So this is all for today's video. So this is the end of last days of our project, and we are just at the end of the project. So thank you for watching. Thank you. Take care.